Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here today. I hope you are doing well. I didn't get a video out yesterday. I'm putting one out today. I normally don't do that on Tuesdays, but yes, I'm doing it today. Couldn't do it yesterday. I'm sorry. But today is going to be a good show. Today we're going to talk about some really important things because the climax of all climaxes is coming. You need to understand what is actually happening, and I'm going to just give you my 411 on how I see things climaxing. All right, so let's get into it. Yes, Otis. Ah! Otis, stop it. Otis, he smells. I had just given him a treat, and so my fingers, and he just still smells it because he's got a really good nose. He can really smell things. Okay, so here's the deal. First, I want to thank all of my subscribers. Thanks to all of my new subscribers. Remember to follow me on Facebook. I'm putting videos up of my time living with Otis. And also, I have a PDina German channel, PDina Deutsch, PDina D is what I'm thinking about calling it, PDina D. It's going to be my second channel. It's going to be a lot of videos in German with English subtitles. My older videos don't have the subtitles, but you can turn the subtitles on where the CC is. But for the future, I will be making them with English subtitles. And I'm thinking I may not even do all the videos in German, but it's my second channel, PDina D. All right, so I do hope you follow me there. Everything is in the description. All right, now this is what we need to talk about just because I think it's so relevant to what's happening with the King and Catherine and William. It looks like Kate Middleton, but we know Catherine, she likes to be called Catherine, that King Charles is preparing her for her queen duties sooner rather than later. It looks like this is something that has to be prepared because I think they see the time is coming near that the king is, just the natural progression of life. It's just, things are just happening. So Catherine, she's been working very closely with the king as she prepares for her eventual role as the queen. They most recently had a private meeting about Catherine stepping up to her duties as the future queen sooner rather than later. And sources are revealing that their relationship has grown much tighter, considering that they're both dealing with cancer. He is her mentor, so to speak, and that he is helping to prepare her for the biggest role of her life. And if anyone is ready to step into the role of queen, it is Catherine. And I can only imagine what that will look like for certain people that would want to be her, if you know what I mean. I think her stepping into that role as queen is going to be detrimental to the well-being of the Montecito couple. I mean, they're going to see that and they're just going to hit the floor with jealousy, with rage and unfairness. They're going to look at it as the biggest blow ever. And that's just what it's going to be. And Catherine is going to step into it so magnificently. She's going to be the example that will show people how you do things when you commit to them. Even though it can be challenging, you don't run away. You don't cry victim. You step into it with grace and dignity and you just get on with it. And that is what Catherine will do as the future queen. And I just applaud her exceptional outlook and commitment, her sacrifice, considering she is dealing with health issues. It's just such a beautiful thing to see. And I'm so glad to hear that the king is preparing her. Now, they're also saying that the king has also made efforts to give Catherine space to recover while preparing for her transition of leadership when the time does come. Now, sources are saying that King Charles has been exploring ways to ensure a smooth transition for Catherine and William, which is inspired actually by the Danish royal family, where we know Queen Marguerite II abdicated in favor of her son, King Frederick. They're saying that King Charles could consider a similar approach. Now, don't beat me up for saying it. I'm just telling you what I'm reading, folks, and it makes sense. Okay? That's just what they're saying. Okay, these are the reports. Now, sources claim that the idea that Charles is acting as an advisor to Catherine and William once they take their roles appeals to all parties involved. Sometimes you just don't get to see what's going on behind closed doors, and things are being said, and these are the options that they're considering. However, it does become a palace priority to ensure that Catherine and William have a smooth transition of power, a very smooth transition, because we know there's just a lot going on right now, and they just want to make sure that it is a smooth transition. I mean, considering the health issues, things with the children, family, it's just things that they have to consider. Now, throughout the process, Catherine has been a source of inspiration for the king. Observers have noted that Charles has been learning from her approachable and relatable nature. I can see that the king has been persuaded, so to speak, or looks at Catherine's approach at doing things, and perhaps that's rubbed off on the king a little bit. Now, according to insiders, Catherine has encouraged the king to show his lighter side to the public, a side that she admires personally. And we all remember when the young ladies from this sports team wanted to give King Charles a hug, and he just dropped that barrier and said, okay, well, whatever, why not, he said, I believe. And he did it, and it was captured in such a fun way. People loved it. People admired the king for doing that and having that approach, and it went down very well. And it was so well received by the public, and I think more of that will come. When we know that Harry, his butt tried to do it. He forced it. When he was doing something, he wanted people to, like, he tried to imitate something like that, but they're just perpetrators and frauds. But the king, when he did it, it was natural, it wasn't forced, it was very relatable and sweet. It was a very sweet moment. Insiders have revealed that they have shared health struggles. It has deepened their connection, creating a strong sense of mutual understanding and support. I just love this story. I think it is really significant to what has happened a couple years prior. We know with what came out in that book with Omid Scobie, and I love to see this climax, so to speak, of the king and Catherine come to their bond strengthening from all the negativity that came out of that book that accused them as the royal racists. And this is something that shows you that the good will overcome the evil of the people that did what they did with these false accusations around Catherine and King Charles. So I applaud it. I love that he is preparing her, and it just makes for a good story. It makes for good vibes, and I'm so happy to hear the king and Catherine grow closer and to help make the transition smooth, because it will be a big moment for Catherine when she is in that role. It's going to speak volumes. Volumes. Do you hear me? It is going to be like this big around the world. The greatness of Catherine will finally shine in her role that she is prepared for, pretty much since she's come into the royal family. And then that climax of her being in that role will be there, and we will just applaud it. Yes, the climax. However, there's another climax that is coming that we need to also prepare for, because I'm going to tell you something right now. This climax is the climax of all doozies. This is the climax of the imitation of royal life. Do you understand? This is the climax that we are waiting for, because this is going to set the tone of what will happen in the future for Harry and Meghan. So insiders are saying Harry and Meghan have been issued a very urgent and financial warning. It is a pivotal decision for this couple because it looms folks. It's like looming in the air as 2024 leaves and 2025 arrives. There is this looming, pending climax of uncertainty that will happen for those in Montecito. Yes. Isn't that right, Otis? That's right. I tell you, you just can't. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't. Now, they're saying that Harry and Meghan have been warned that they need to take a financially vital step towards regarding their Netflix contract next year. They have this lucrative deal, we know, this $80 million or $100 million contract with the streaming giant in 2020 after they stepped down as senior working royals, and the deal is nearing its end next year. Now, Harry and Meghan have released these projects that we know that have not gone anywhere. But Meghan's cooking show right now is going to be released, or it may not be released. They're saying that this contract, the moving forward, yes or no, is pivotal to what will happen with Harry and Meghan. It's going to really be a big release of we did it or we didn't do it. We lost. They need this cooking show to work, basically, because if it doesn't work and if Netflix pulls the plug prematurely, it's over. It is over. What are your prospects for doing anything? They are null. You don't have the income to sustain your lifestyle. It will be a dud of a climax for you. What is absolutely pivotal is the renewal of this contract, folks, with Netflix. It has to happen. This is what is going to be so pivotal for them financially. Because, like I said in the previous video, everything that has happened when they left the royal family comes down to this moment. What Meghan will do with this cooking show. This is everything she had been working on. These are all the things that were behind the scenes when they were stepping down as working royals. These are the things that they were preparing for. It comes down to this moment. And this is what the reality is. A lot of people are saying that they don't believe that this show is going to have huge ratings. So the idea becomes you're going to fail. Your climax is already written. It's already in stone. It's a bump, 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 bump. Essentially, that is what's going to happen. Now, we have to wait and see officially, but do you think it's going to have huge ratings? I think not. No, it will not. They have a profile at a certain level. Harry and Meghan were in Times 100 in 2020, so they have a brand that they have got their admirers and they have got a profile. They've changed the tactic and we will see what it adds up to be next year. But considering that they have been ranked on this top 10 of losers, as I spoke to Dan Wooten about when I did his show, their ranking has already been decided. So what was is no longer. Where do you go from here? You certainly don't climax the way Catherine is getting ready to climax into her role as the future queen. And Harry and Meghan have shown themselves to be the real losers that we all knew that they were going to end up being. We predicted this. Meghan Markle ranks second only to Diddy in 2024's most disliked celeb, when only one is judged slightly less evil than a guy who is in prison for sex trafficking. They should rethink their life for the past 5 years. This is what is so enormous, because you look at you being on this list, this ranker list, and you are aligned with someone like P. Diddy. You're going into 2025. Everything depends on your show being a success. We know it won't be a success. It's pretty bad for you. Like, this is your ultimate moment of implosion. You are getting ready to go down in a ball of light And you need to just, you at this point, you just need to call it quits and say, I'm sorry. I give up. That's your only option. But this is the imitation of royal life, folks. We don't just give up. We are in the fight of our lives, I believe Meghan feels like, and she's going to persevere on. Trust me, she is. She's not going to give up. Not after snagging a prince and having these so-called children. This is the fight of her life. And so we can see that this is not going well for them. Meghan and Harry are at a pivotal moment in their lives with this ranking that they have received that can't be good. They've been called out by Hollywood. So many people do not even want to be around them. Your everything relies on your success of this show that may not even see the light of day. You release a holiday card that looked like a smudge on a piece of paper. Don't look like anything. That gives me the impression that your life just is not going well just because you release something that looks pathetically awkward, stupid, and doesn't even make sense. It is the climax of all times, folks. And I'm telling you right here, right now, it is going to be the all for Harry and Meghan. We have to wait and see what's going to happen, folks, because I'm sorry. It doesn't get any better than this. And this is a climax. I'm waiting to see what happens. Oh, yes, I'm waiting. We will see. And I'll be here to talk about it and to let you know. Oh, yes, I will. And Mr. Otis is ready to say goodbye. Are you ready to say goodbye, Otis? Yes. Okay. I will see you all in the next one.